Hello, welcome to the newest tutorial in the AI programming series. Today we're just going to be focused on making like small tweaks here and there to polish the blog, and I'll show you as we go a few tips on tools, different tools that Valtown has. So where we left things in my own implementation is we have already a blog that works. It has a details page, loads pretty fast, and we have an AI that automatically generates everyday posts on our behalf. This one was generated this morning. I didn't touch a single line of, I didn't write anything here. But as you can see, there's some issues here. First, these titles are way too huge. This is too ugly. Then I have a repeated post here, so we're gonna add a couple things there. So the first thing I'm gonna do is show you guys one thing. Here in Valtown, they have this feature where you can actually group in folders the different files. So what I've been doing is I've been putting all the blog related ones in here. So this helps me find now the viewer, the editor, etc. So I'm gonna start with the viewer. And in this case, I'm actually gonna edit in place. I'm not gonna no longer gonna create a fork. A fork is typically useful, but you also have the ability to have versions within the code itself, so that if we made a mistake, what we can do is like go back in time. How this works, you can see it here. You can click revert to certain version and we can go back in time to where the code was at that point. So I'm just gonna edit in place. And as usual, I'm just gonna describe the change I want. I would say, I'm just gonna describe what I want. You guys can read it here. I always found it interesting that it's explaining you the code. What I think is interesting, I would say this is probably not too relevant for the majority of you. So if you have curiosity, want to learn a bit about what's going on, go ahead and do it. But in my opinion, by the time you will actually understand and learn how this works, if you're not technical, AI will be so much better that it will be completely irrelevant. So I wouldn't waste my time on that. Cool. Okay, this looks pretty good. Let me just double check a shorter one. Okay, amazing. So that worked pretty well. So that's one thing I wanted to change. Okay. And the one that we have here is images that never load. So I'm gonna ask that it puts a placeholder. Cool. And now we see we have a placeholder image. Cool. So that will be the end of the video today. Hope you learned a couple of things, and in general that you became inspired to make some tweaks to your own website as well. Even though before we were learning how to do the basics and how to get something running, it did look kind of ugly or bare bones. But I think with this, we're getting to something that looks pretty solid and almost ready to launch, right? Barring obviously like improving the content and so on. So hope you guys liked it.